An ex-Boko Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time? Opportunities.
The Fulani Army just released a statement that releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is more dangerous than releasing a repentant Boko Haram. You know, that video we just saw now were the words of that soldier who's a Fulani, Mr. Raf. Where are we? What's your reaction? Welcome.
That's why I tell you that it's an abominable administration of both Buhari and Tinubu.
But because of powers that be, the new colonies, and majority of the Northerners who don't want him to free Nnamdi Kanu, every one of us knows that if Tinubu summon courage, okay? When I mean summon courage, this is what it is. This is what it is in his power to do. But because of powers that be, the new colonies, and majority of the Northerners who don't want him to free Nnamdi Kanu. But if he summon courage to free Nnamdi Kanu, you know Tinubu will earn a lot of respect because he's not the author of Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap. Okay, despite some persons from the Southeast as well don't want him to be released. But the rumor has it that Tinubu wants to free Nnamdi Kanu. Mark my word, the rumor has it, okay? So that is what we are hearing today, but we don't know what could happen on Monday. Now, what happened? Yesterday, the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, led by Aloy Ejimako, received impromptu notice, an urgent notice, that they should bring Nnamdi Kanu, they should come with Nnamdi Kanu to court on Monday. Now, it doesn't happen like this before, and court notice is something that's supposed to come up front for them to prepare. And according to Aloy Ejimako, they are just going with a bated breath. Okay, they have to go on Monday. Now, another issue is that they are going to appear before Justice Binta Nyako. Remember that Binta Nyako recused herself from the case when Nnamdi Kanu demanded that she's biased, that they don't want to follow her as a judge, in the case. Not only that, Aloy Ejimako and Nnamdi Kanu legal team has filed an injunction asking the court to transfer Nnamdi Kanu case from Abuja to the Southeast, to any federal high court in the Southeast. So that is another thing that they have filed. But they were expecting maybe a notice will come that maybe March, April, they will go to case, but they just asked them to come to court. So we try to figure out what is the reason behind this urgent summon, okay? And we discovered that the rumor, as I said before, has it that Tinubu want to free Nnamdi Kanu. And Tinubu, if Tinubu does that, he will earn respect, okay? Either you like it or not, he is going to earn respect if he summons the courage to do that. Before, as I said, the power to do this is in his hand. But president is just a name. The people that are ruling Nigeria is not the president you are seeing. Nigeria has been hijacked. As I said, Nigeria, is not a nation. So it takes someone who will step on toes to do something that people who are on top of him are asking him not to do. Remember Buhari's aide last week said anybody who calls for Kanu release is a terrorist or doesn't have the nation at heart and so on and so forth. But let's see what is going to happen. Now, let's understand more details from Sahara Reporters Post. And they published that the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, said he has received an impromptu notice from the Federal High Court to appear the recused Justice Binta Nyako of the court. Kanu's special counsel Barrister Aloy Ejimako made this known on Friday after the legal team and the IPOB leader's family concluded routine visitation with him. Ejimako said, "Our discussion centered on the surprising notice we received to appear in court with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Monday, 10th February 2025. We shall appear with a bated breath." Okay? Now, on 10th, as you know, it's next tomorrow. So this is not something we are talking far. We are just talking about next tomorrow, okay? As they are going with a bated breath, a lot of people will also be expecting with suspense. Now, it continues that Kanu's legal team, led by Ejimako, have filed an application before the court for the transfer of the suit mark FHC, that is Federal High Court Abuja, 38320. 15 from the Abuja division to any federal court division in the Southeast state. So I told you before now that Aloy Ejimako has filed this notice, okay, that they should transfer Nnamdi Kanu out of Abuja to the southeast to try him. It's the same jurisdiction, it's the same federal high court. It is constitutional. So it's something that they ought to do. Now, let's continue. In the application dated January 30, 2025, 5 pursuant to Order 49, Rule 3 of the Federal High Court Rules 2019 and Section 43 of the Federal High Court Act, Kanu's legal team said that the application was sequel to an order entered by Justice Nyako on September 24, 2024, recusing himself from handling the case pursuant to an oral application made by Kanu in open court. According to the team, we are reliably informed that the following the said recusal, Justice Motonda Nyako promptly sent the case file to your lordship for the purpose of reassigning it to another judge of the same Abuja division of the Federal High Court. However, it came to pass that your lordship was unable to reassign the case to another judge of the Abuja division because none of their lordship in the Abuja division agreed to take the case. In this way, leading the situation where your lordship has now sent the case back to Justice Binta Motonda Nyako, from whose court we received the hearing notice, sitting the matter down for hearing before his lordship on 10 of February 2025. So what this article is saying is that the lordship, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court Abuja, after the negative of Nnamdi Kanu, asked him to give them another judge to handle the case. So they didn't see who take the case, okay? That is what the article is explaining. They didn't see who take the case. Maybe some persons are afraid to handle Nnamdi Kanu's case, because anybody handling Nnamdi Kanu's case, oh my goodness, you won't understand. So just try to imagine who will have the guts. For example, now I know that Nnamdi Kanu don't really have case like that. If not, after 10 years, they are still trying him. You don't really have case like that, but come to imagine that who will be maybe the judge that will say, Nnamdi Kanu, I sentence you to prison. That is why all of them are just running from the case. All of them are just running from the case. So the article continues, but for the purpose of our discussion, I think I should stop, the reading of the article here. So that is, we are still waiting, but we are not afraid of anything, because we know that normally Nnamdi Kanu is supposed not to be there. It is illegal to detain Nnamdi Kanu up till this moment, after he was kidnapped from Kenya and so on and so forth. Everybody knows the story, so the story is not what I'm going to, speak in a new form. Everybody knows the story. So all we are saying is that we'll be expecting that Kanu will be released this February. There is no two ways about that. Anything that will happen, let it happen. If people will be stepped on, let people be stepped on. But the main point is this: let Nnamdi Kanu be released.
Okay, how about Nnamdi Kanu? You said Nnamdi Kanu is a political detainee and that he should be released in the spirit of unity and reconciliation. Even when you know that since the time of President Buhari has been saying this matter is in court. Let the judges, let the courts decide.
Well, I know the Kanu has been there for so long. He's been to several courts on several occasions. They can't even agree on what to do. And between me and you, Dr. Abati, you're a lawyer. Justice delayed is justice denied. This man has been taken to various courts. They don't even know which charges to give him anymore. This man was abducted out of this country. The manner of abduction was in itself illegal. It's a shame. It's a shame that this country will be involved in a thing like that. But they did it. Okay, now you took that gentleman to court and he's been there for years. If you want to take him through justice, dispense justice with him, and then that's it. If you're going to jail him, jail him. If you're not going to jail him, let him go. What's the point of just keeping somebody there? And all of us Nigerians should be ashamed that we are being linked to this. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame that this is what we've turned this country to be. A Nigerian, a citizen, and you treat him like this in his own country. It's a shame. All progressive Nigerians should stand up and say this should stop. This shenanigans should stop. How long should we continue with this? If this man has committed any offense, sentence him. That's it. But if he hasn't, let him go. What is happening is wrong. It's wrong. To any right-thinking person, it is wrong. And Afenifere will continue to fight for whoever in such a position. That is what we are known for. We'll fight against any injustice from wherever it is coming from. We'll fight against it. And Nnamdi Kanu is just there. We've been doing this. We've been doing this for years. We know it's a template. I don't want to start repeating over and over what we do. A fellow of mine, one of my friends came on the television and talked about Sugaba to you. I was personally involved. I was the special advisor to Lagos State Governor then when this matter happened. And I was the person going around all over putting things together for Sugaba before it was finally released. He was not a member of our party. No. But look, we won't let this happen. And exactly what is happening now. We stood up for Dele. We stood up for him. Dele is Ajanoku kọjá olórí nǹkan fìrí tó bá rí ni kó sọ. That's Dele Farutimi. Ajanoku kọjá olórí nǹkan fìrí tó bá rí ni kó sọ. Whether Dele Farutimi is in Afenifere or any party, anywhere it could be in Nigeria, is a force to be reckoned with. He's made it. There's not anybody can do about it. But we are lucky, we are grateful that he's one of us. And we will stand with him through thick and thin. You haven't seen anything. We will stand by him. We stand for anybody that runs. You want to run foul them, run short them. Then we say no. We won't accept that. That's it. So Nnamdi Kanu, we stand by him. He must be released. He must be released.
Okay.
And we don't want to start. Oh, for Christ's sake.
A repentant Boko Haram is still a terrorist who have selfish interests and ulterior motive, pretending to have been repented. A terrorist meaning an arsonist. An arsonist meaning somebody that can unleash terror, pain, agony on a fellow human being without reason. No reason. I don't know what I understand.
Yeah.
So that's why in the USA today, if they're after you as a terrorist, it's either you come alive or dead. You can never reintegrate the terrorists into American system, both their military and their police. But you see the kind of regime we have in Nigeria, it is all Fulanized, Fulani regime, ranging from Obasanjo. A Fulani man was deputy president. From Yaradua, a Fulani man was a president. From Jonathan, a Fulani man was vice president. Mohammed Sambo, Namad Sambo. Buhari regime, a Fulani man was what? President. A president. A Fulani man was chief of army staff. A Fulani man was GMO, group managing director of NNPC. A Fulani man was in charge of the customs, immigration, and the prison controller. So what are we saying here? When Fulani has actually seen that they have failed the whole governmental departments in Nigeria during Buhari regime, they've actually understood the conquests of what the Fulani is, because they believe that they have conquered Nigeria. And the only perceived enemy, person of interest in Nigeria today to Fulanis is Nnamdi Kanu. The man that has come in with agitation for actualization of Biafran sovereignty. He wants the Igbos to sit away from Nigeria. He wants the Yorubas to understand that they should fight for their own life and land. He wants the Efik, Ibibio, the Mid-Belt, all other tribes in Nigeria that they are not minority, but they should come together and form a nationality of their own. So that Nigeria will be moving. He actually wants the whole Nigerians to understand that the invaders, thieves, armed robbers, bandits we have in Nigeria are the Fulanis. That's why he educated the Fulanis while at Guzo or Gachua prison. And today, the only perceived enemies the Fulanis have today is Nnamdi Kanu. Actually, they have listened to him in his previous broadcasts that where he was going with all his preaching, agitation, that is sanitization of Nigerian society, is to abolish Fulani existence in Nigeria. Because they don't mean well to Nigerians. All they come to do here is to cause political disturbances, religious crisis and troubles in Nigeria. They are not here for peace. They are not here for economic expansion. What they are here is to expand their religious borders, bringing in more Sunni. Sunni, yeah.
Suppressed.
Yes, Sunni into our system, politically and religiously. That's why you see them pointing accusing finger at Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu portends peace, serenity, economic tranquility to the current Nigeria today. But the troublemakers, the killers, the invaders, people that drinks people's blood for sake of Islam, are criticizing Kanu's freedom. And I have this question for you. Is the Fulanis in control of our Nigerian judiciary department? Yes, they are everywhere. These are people that don't know much. They go to school with half certificate. What do I mean by half certificate? Before I could go to secondary school, I wrote almost at 1 aggregate. In 1982, I was the highest in my class. God knows what I'm saying, that I'm not exaggerating. All my classmates watching me now, that I was number 1. I wrote almost 31. Listen, you know, the second person wrote 26, no, 25, no, 26.
I understand.
25.
We understand you, sir.
But let me tell you, in the Fulani land of the up country called North, 15, 14, 13, 12 aggregate were allowed.
Can you just imagine the inequality?
Imagine the inequality, the kind of that is engrossed inequality Southerners are bearing.
This is the low requirements that they give them. That's why they are the majority in the Nigerian army today.
So how do you expect these people of low mentality, low self-esteem, to equate themselves with the Southerners, with the Southeastern Nigeria? When I went to school, I was vigilated, checkmated, protected, secured, guarded, both left and right, while writing my exams by Nigerian Mobile Police, MOPO. But these are people, they pay money to go to school, they gave them food, they gave them clothes, they built school free. My high school where I went, my mother contributed money. Till tomorrow, my mother's money is there. Community members' money are there. It is not Anambra State government that built it. What are you telling me? And one Almajiri lawyer, Fulani man that is a chief justice, Fulani man that is an aide to Buhari, Mohammed Bache, is telling Buhari that not to release Nnamdi Kanu, and Nnamdi Kanu was not released. Tinubu now coming, an Arab Yoruba.
Yes,
and he is listening to Bache Ahmed.
Yes,
not to release Nnamdi Kanu.
Ahmed Bashir came out just this morning, some hours ago. He said anybody that is seeking the release of Nnamdi Kanu should be considered an enemy. I mean, these were the people that held Nnamdi Kanu. It simply means he is speaking the mind of Buhari, just as Showore has recently also tweeted that Bashir is saying the mind of his benefactor, Buhari. This is the greatest fear the Fulanis have now, that if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, it will conscientize the people. Because right now, the relationship the Fulanis have with the North and Middle Belt has been fractured. Severed
by Nnamdi Kanu's ideology and preach. And they are telling you that that's why I look at Tinubu as the worst enemy the Igbos have. Ask me why.
Why?
Why must Bache tell you what to do? Bache that assisted your predecessor is telling you what to do. Why must Buhari family educate you on turning your back on Igbos by telling you that if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, Nigeria what? Divides. Is that their decision? Their decision is their decision this time around? Are they the one telling you what to do? You are the seat of authority. As a rock, you have the ability to decide, to take decision, to decree. It is on your hands. You have upper hand over the legislatives, the judiciary, and the rest of the ministries of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But someone that has expired already so far without certificate, a man that reared his cattle for how many years ago, a military man that was even expired since 2017, a replica of Tinubu, be telling you what to do as a president of Federal Republic of Nigeria? No, such is a filthy excuse, very dirty excuse from Tinubu. Tinubu is playing game to the Igbos. The Fulanis are not the one that should be dictating to him what to do, while he is in that highest exalted office.
But I think the Fulanis are afraid. This is why they are shouting and screaming.
Should I
because they are more or less begging Tinubu not to do that. It's because they know that Tinubu in the recent time has been clipping their wings, the way he has been balkanizing the Fulani cabals. So they feel this is the last blow, and they are shouting out that Tinubu, if you release Nnamdi Kanu, it is as good as you dividing the country. So they are more or less just, they don't have a choice, but they are scared, hoping that Tinubu will do their bidding,
Anyway, let me tell you, Igbo mania is it. Igbo mania is the fear of the Igbos. Mania has to do with, let's say, mental sickness. It's such a whereby you will see something, you will like to grab it. It is called klepto, then you add mania. It's such a whereby you will see something, you will become afraid that you are dying, you have nothing to do with, you have written it down that this thing you can't do it. That is when you have phobia. I don't understand. It has serious, strong meaning, synonymously with mania, phobia and mania. I don't understand. When you have Anglophone, when you have Francophone, excess love. Mania has to do with that, excess love, because the quest to steal, whether you like it or not, is kleptomania. That's mania has come there. I don't know whether you see the two ways.
Yeah,
so they are suffering from both phobia and mania of the Igbo nation. I mean the Fulanis. No matter how you suffix it or prefix it, those are grammar. Yes. See, Igbophobia is the real problem. Fulani will not allow Tinubu to be. They will be visiting that office with their talking drum, directing Tinubu not to go there. I mean, freeing the innocent man. But we can see the current dispensation, democratic in America. I think those lobbyists, Biafran lobbyists, and the friends of Nnamdi Kanu, they must actually gather together to make sure that MNK is freed. Fulanis are losing out because Tinubu has turned his back on Buhari's kinsmen, who were fielded all over the governmental departments during the last administration of Muhammad Buhari. Today, they are not anywhere in Tinubu's administration, nowhere to be found. Why? They are the poorest materials you needed to run a cabinet or an administration if you want to excel. They don't have anything upstairs. All they have upstairs is Quranic inscription, which is Arabic. That is all. They don't want to go to the moon. For where? Discuss going to the moon with a poorly educated Fulani youth. He will laugh at you because he believes that it's Muhammad and Allah that will take them to the moon. He doesn't know that God Almighty has left you to read and learn. Yes. On the field of what? Technology and science. Come out or evolve crafts that can help you to navigate into the moon. It is not about waiting for Allah and Muhammad to do it. These people are the most undereducated, most poorly educated youths, people in Nigeria. They will not give Tinubu space because actually they know they are losing out. In fact, on the field of appointment, on the basis of Governmental appointments, Fulanis are nowhere to be found. Tinubu has taken over everywhere. And so did Buhari. If I could be in Tinubu's position, the Fulanis, they should give me space, breathing space, for Christ's sake.